Hi, I'm Mark, and I'm so glad that you're here at underscore freedom for life underscore, where we give you the tools, the truth, and the knowledge to take you from where you're at to where you're called and created to be. And I have a question for you. Did you know that your brain cannot tell the difference between visualizing activity being done and actually doing that activity? Today, I'm going to show you how to use that truth so that you can live the life that you're created for. So let's get started, shall we? And as we're getting started, as always, would you do me a huge favor and become part of the Freedom family by subscribing? And would you hit the notification bell so that you can be a part of every single conversation that we have? Proverbs 23:7 says this, as he thinks in his heart, so is he. The truth of the matter is, who you think you are, you will become. So what would happen if your mind, your thoughts, your thinking aligned with who God said that you were? What if you were to think of yourself as who God created you to be? What would you do? What would you say? What were the actions that you would take if you were aligned with who he called you to be, created you to be, and destined you to be in your life? Colossians 3:2 says this, set your mind on things above, not on things on the earth. And Romans 4:17 says this about God, that he calls those things that are not as though they are. What God knows, science shows, which is this. He is speaking into existence those things that we have. It's a word called visualization. It's not hocus pocus. What it really is us aligning with the truth of God, following the instructions of God, and imitating who God shows us to be. And in that place, there's this word called visualization, which means this, me imagining who I was created to be, mulling it over in my mind until it actually becomes active in my life. What science shows in studies of high-level athletes is that the more they visualize themselves accomplishing a task, the more likely it is that they actually will. The difference between those who achieve high levels of success and those who are also rans in the Olympics and any other high-level event is simply this. In many cases, those who can actually see themselves doing it before it's done, this visualization, preparing your mind for the things you're going to do. And I know the question that you have for us today, which is this, what does that have to do with life mastery? How does that help me? Simply this. What if you were to focus yourself for moments of time on who you were created to be? What difference would it make in your life? What difference would it make in your confidence, in your demeanor, in your actions, in your ability to do the things you're created to do? If you knew who you were created to be, if you started with the I am in mind, which means this, who am I created to be? And you were to focus on that, how much would your life change? In our Life Mastery course, we have a section that's an I am exercise where we examine, hey, who is it that you were really created to be? Who did God form in your mother's womb? Who did he make you to be? And then at that starting place of who I am, being able to visualize who I was created to be actually accelerates me into the life that I was created to live. What it looks like is this. We actually create a target by visualizing who we're created to be. We create a target for our thoughts, our words, and our actions. It's like a dartboard. I don't know if you've ever seen one, but I know this about a dartboard. I never hit a bullseye that I don't focus on. But when I focus on who I'm created to be, I give myself a target to shoot for, and come to find out, I start to become more and more like the person I was created to be when I continue to remind myself of who I'm created to be. It's not about making up mantras and trying to be something I'm not so that I can work myself up really hard to be that person. What it is me starting with who I'm created to be and walking towards that, not just with my actions, but with my thoughts until I start to become the person that I was created to be. So how do I create the habit of living from the place of who I'm created to be? Well, I'm going to give you 3 steps. It's going to be kind of a how-to of it. And the first step is this. It is actually saying this question, who was I created to be? And getting the answer to that question. We start off from the beginning, and the beginning is this. I was created on purpose for a person. On purpose for a purpose. Who is that person that I'm created to be? And write that down. The very first step is write down your own I am statement. I am a person of worth and value. I'm a person of confidence and commitment. I'm a person of whatever. Who are you created to be? Answer that question first. The second step is this. Picture that person that you were created to be. As you've colored it in, as you've written it down, as you've fleshed it out on your paper, picture yourself as that person. Not necessarily from the circumstance that you're currently in, your experience, your life, your past, your wounds, your issues, but the person that God created you to be, which is a completely different picture. That picture is what I want you to examine yourself with. When you get that picture in your head, do step number 3. Step number 3 is remind yourself daily. I would say in the morning and at night, when you get up and before you go to bed, remind yourself of who you were created to be. Visualize that person and see if you don't see it come to pass. Life mastery happens over time. It doesn't happen immediately, but it will happen in your life if you consistently feed yourself on the truth of who you are, who your God is, and what you were created for. 3 steps. Who am I? What does that look like? How can I remind myself of it? If you take these 3 steps, you'll find that you'll start to live from the person that you were created to be. And in that place, you'll have life mastery at a whole new level. Do that and become the person that you were created to be, because the world needs you, not the you that your experiences, your past, and your wounds told you you were, but the you that He created you to be from the beginning of time. That's the person that we're waiting for. Hey, I'm Mark. I'm so glad you're here. At _freedom for life _ we give you the tools, the truth, and the knowledge to take you from where you're at to where you're called and created to be. Down below, we have our links to our Instagram and our Facebook pages. Up above, we have the pictures for it. Check out those places because we have content there as well to move you towards life mastery, the life that you're created for. If you want to learn more about what we're doing, if you want to have a step-by-step method to take you from where you're at to where you're called and created to be, a life mastery course, we have it. DM me down below and let's see if we can work together in an accelerated fashion to get you in your freedom journey. Put a comment down below. Let us know if what we're doing resonates and if there's a conversation you want to have. Hit the like so that we feel like, we have a friend with you. And at the end of the day, dominate your day.